Well, you know what, for this weekend, if you are getting out on the water, Mariah, pretty nice conditions, a little bit of a chop here and there. And overall, we do have some clouds in place. We're not going to be totally cloudy all day. We're kind of watching those drift across the sky. So we look out in downtown Tampa, a mix of blue sky, more clouds as we kind of look out over the bay. 77 is the temperature there. East-northeast wind, about 5 miles per hour. We look out in St. Pete Beach, where about an hour ago, really beautiful blue sky. Now we've seen some pockets of clouds filling in. It's 80 degrees right now, and we'll be in the mid-80s here over the next 2 hours or so. Temperatures are going to top out in the upper 80s right on St. Pete Beach. And notice those winds, mostly pretty light, so we're talking about 4 to 8 mile per hour winds. So really nice to be out on the beach. And even though it's not going to be perfectly sunny, I think some of those passing clouds will at least offer a little bit of shade, a little bit of heat relief. You're going to be good through the early afternoon as far as rain or storms popping up. But we take a look at the big picture here. Things are really active, and the main reason for that is this little area of low pressure that's spinning kind of right along the border of Texas, Louisiana. We're actually watching that for some additional tropical development, but despite that, it's bringing a lot of rain, and you can see all of the heavy moisture that's kind of wrapping around. And so we're kind of on the far eastern side of that, and that's why we're seeing all that cloud cover this morning across our area. So as we jump right into the tropics, we've got 3 areas of interest that we're watching at this point. The first one is that area of low pressure I just showed you. Very low development odds, but despite that, it's been a pretty efficient rain producer for the Gulf states, and it's going to kind of slowly hang out over these areas the next few days. Now, this system here has a 40% chance to develop. Once it gets into the Caribbean, we'll start to talk about impacts possible for Jamaica. In the next coming days, it does look like slow development is going to be possible as this continues on a general westward track. So that one, we're keeping a close eye on. This one just kicked off the coast of Africa, another low development chance right now. You can still see it's battling some of that drier air just to the north of it. But we talked about the rain for that system in the Gulf Coast, and look at the rain totals over the last 2 days, anywhere between about 3.5 to 5 inches for some spots. So not too great, lining up with the holiday weekend where a lot of people hoping to be out on the water and out enjoying the end of the summer season. But we look ahead, clearing conditions for them over the next few days. So the worst of that rain was yesterday. Some improvement, especially tomorrow. Then we'll talk about that system on our exclusive Fox model. By about Monday, it looks like that crosses into the Caribbean Sea. And so at that point, we're going to be keeping a close eye on the potential development of that storm. Rain accumulations for us the next few days, pretty minimal, but maybe up to 3 inches in some spots on the southwest coast of the state. We still got this east wind pattern, so storms start to pop after 3 o'clock, and then that coverage a little bit more widespread closer to the 6 o'clock hour as those head back to the coast, closer to 8 o'clock tonight. Temperatures today right around 89 to 92. Lows tonight, mid-70s for many of us. Getting out on the water, we have that southeast wind, 5 to 10 knots there, seas around 2 feet. Light chop on the bay. 60% storm chances for Labor Day.